sourcing and sales for a successful eBay business. Before we get started, please feel free if you have any questions or you'd like to comment, please use the Q and answer within the Bevy system.
So today's presentation is the 3 S's for eBay sellers, successful eBay sellers. Trish and I are co-leads of the eBay New England Seller Group. Trish has been selling on eBay for over 4 years. Can you tell us about that?
Sure. I owned a very unsuccessful women's consignment store, and I was failing miserably, and eBay gave me a way to get out of that situation, and it really has helped me, and now I'm a very successful 6-figure clothing reseller on eBay. But Diane has been selling a lot longer than me. You want to tell us about that?
Sure. I've been in many different direct sale companies over the years, from Avon to Home Interiors and Gifts. I ran an estate company, and I also had a brick and mortar store called Creations Unlimited. It was a craft and gift store.
So we are going to talk about the 3 S's for a very successful eBay business, and they are sourcing, sales, and sellers. And we're going to cover everything from newbies, intermediates, and for the seasoned seller.
The first S we have is for sourcing. And we've split this into 3 sections. First, for the newbies, you're going to start at home and ask your family and friends for help. The intermediates, you're going to go to all your main spots like Savers, thrift stores, Goodwill, free sites, Facebook Marketplace, and of course, yard sales and estate sales. And for all you seasoned sellers, well, we didn't leave you out either. We have something special just for you. We're going to teach you to think outside the box, and we're also going to teach you the art of making a deal.
So when you first start, you're brand new, you're not sure what you're doing, but here, let me tell you, everybody has thousands of dollars worth of items in their house that they are not using. Go in, you have clothes, you have knickknacks, you have tchotchkes, you've got records, you've got pocketbooks.
Pocketbooks?
I'm not selling the pocketbooks, Diane.
Trish,
I'm not doing it. Keep going.
Okay, but you should.
I know.
Well, anyway, for this demo, I took a box of records from my husband's closet and researched them on eBay Sold. I was amazed at the prices that those records were commanding. For about 30 records that I checked, they added up to about $300.
That's crazy.
And not counting the ones that were less than $20.
Crazy.
So one of them was Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here. And I just checked it again yesterday, and it went from $150 to $250. I told my husband we need to sell it. He won't let me. Anyways, we could go out to dinner.
Exactly.
Well, and then this little Johnny Cash, The Bug record, it sold for $30, and it went to Germany, and they paid $25 to ship it.
Right.
So I got it for free. So don't be afraid to ask for help in your new ventures. Tell your friends and family what you're doing. Right now, you have more time than money. Hopefully, this will reverse itself because you want to be making more money than you have time.
Absolutely.
But until then, offer to help your friends and family. You can clean out a garage. You can clean out a closet. Whatever they were going to donate to the thrift stores, maybe they'll give it to you as payment. And then
gotta love free. But you gotta tell people what you're doing, because if they don't know, they can't help. And people most of the time want to help. So tell them what you're doing. So sourcing for the intermediates. This is when you're building your business phase. Thrifting, there are tons of resources online. Learn about bolos, be on the lookout for vintage, different designers, antiques, new niches, bags, pocketbooks, car parts. Hey, the possibilities are endless. Thrifting is a great way to build your business.
So next we'll talk about yard selling.
And free selling.
Yep, that's right. We all know about yard sales. Well, I use apps like Yard Sale Treasure Map, yardsale.net, G-Sailor, which is GSALR. And all you do is you put in your zip code and it gives you a map view so you can make your route to your treasures and be more efficient. I also use an app called Mile IQ to track those mileage. That's
great for your taxes.
Correct. And being more efficient, you always want to look for ways to shave time off any of your tasks.
Absolutely.
There are two different ways to yard sale. You all know the first one.
Go early,
Get
buy
up.
it.
Get up, get out of bed, be the first one there. And you're paying top yard sale dollars for that.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and another way is you go at the end of the day. You can negotiate for bargains, and you could offer to take everything that doesn't sell away for a price. Or you could do it my way. And what I do is this. I say to them, I will come back and take everything off your hands for free. You don't have to do anything. And if they show, you say,
What were you thinking?
what were you thinking?
You'd be surprised how much inventory you can get for free. Just look around. People are always putting stuff out on the street. Oh, and Diane does this thing after the sales. We call it the yard sale drive-by.
Right. So what you do is you already went to all those houses earlier and it's already in your map. So all you do is you go back to that same route when the sale is over and you pick up everything they have off the sidewalk for free. And this is really great for the newbies because you may not have wanted to do the step that I just outlined above.
Makes you nervous.
So you can just go and get free stuff without having to speak to anyone.
So the next thing we're going to talk about is estate sales. Again, we all know how to do this. You look at the research, you look at the ads online, but here's the deal. In my opinion, you have to tell the estate sales what you're doing. Tell them what you're interested in. Tell them what you buy. I, as a clothing seller, have a lot of relationships with some local estate sale companies, and they'll call me and say, I've got X amount of items left. Would you buy it for this? Sometimes they just give it to you because they really want it gone.
Well, I can tell you from the estate side, I ran an estate company for 5 years, and I loved it when people would ask about, because they may want hard goods, they may want clothing, whatever it is, it's my responsibility to get rid of all of the stuff at the end. So I would much rather take a little bit of money or give it away free so I don't have to get rid of it.
And some of this is just a mind shift in what you're thinking. You're giving them a service also. They can do less work because you're willing to take the things, and that's good for an estate sale, a yard sale, either one. Another way to get inventory at this level is liquidation and wholesale. Bulk, wholesale ninjas, We Bargain, just to name a few. But please be careful. Start with manifested loads. Wholesale and liquidation is a gamble, and you really have to be careful and make sure you know what you're doing. And only play with money that you could afford to lose because it is a big gamble sometimes.
That's right. Business cards is the next thing that you should have, because when you go to that estate sale or yard sale, you can give it to the people. And that way, when the stuff is left over at the end, you just say, here, call me. So that's
You can also give them out to other resellers when you see them.
when you go to the thrift stores or to yard sales and you see someone collecting all the same things that you're buying,
Yeah.
you might think that you don't want to tell people that
No,
that's
do
what
it.
you do.
Absolutely. Because even if maybe you meet someone who's a clothing seller like I am, but they hate jeans and they have a hookup for, 200 pairs of jeans. And they're like, I'm not doing jeans. I hate jeans. Oh, but Diane loves jeans. I'll call Diane. Tell people what you do. Tell them what you're looking for.
So you should always be learning, looking into new brands, new trends, and new niches.
Absolutely. And YouTube is a great resource for this. You can always find new content on YouTube. So once you're a seasoned seller, sourcing becomes more interesting. And this is where experience can really give you an edge.
And so with the pandemic, we were forced to really think outside the box again for this. So for me, I went online and found the online estate sales and auctions. And of course, eBay is always a great place to source.
Right.
Then I also found Maxsold, which is located in Canada, but it's also in New England. So we kind of lucked out on this area because they have everything on their auction start at $1. So it's really an awesome place to source, but it's also a good place to get rid of your large death piles that you don't want to ship somewhere.
Yeah.
But remembering that it all starts at $1. Then out in Vegas and Phoenix, there's Nellis Auction Company, and I'm sure there are a lot of other companies.
Absolutely. Look on Facebook, look on Craigslist. You'll be able to find these in your area. Now let's talk about thinking outside the box. Would consignment work for you? It works for Diane.
It's free merchandise.
Absolutely. Free is good.
So I sell electrical supplies for a local electrical shop. I get 50% after fees, and I pay out once a quarter, which gives me a grace period in case there's a return. It's a great way as there's multiples of each of these items, and they're very expensive. My most recent sale was 2 of these circuit breakers, and they sold for $280 each.
Yeah, crazy.
So,
and how long did that take you to do?
20 minutes.
So, I mean,
if that.
Right.
So all you have to do is take a picture, list, and ship.
So having owned a women's consignment store, I do want to say that getting free inventory is fantastic, but I do think there's a lot of work involved. And so you might want to have a minimum price, $75 or $100. If it's not worth that, it might not be worth your time listing, unless, of course, it's multiples. When you get into multiple things, the price can be at a different.
And I have 8 more of those breakers to sell.
Right. So, Diane, can you please explain to us the art of the deal?
The deal?
Yeah, I want you to tell them about the deal you got me.
You want me to tell them?
Yeah, tell them.
Are you sure?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, tell them.
Okay. Well, a casual acquaintance was closing a gift store, and it also had clothing in it, which
I sell.
So we made arrangements to check it out. Trish asked, what do you think she would sell it to me for?
I wanted to get everything I thought for like $1 a piece. It was brand new merchandise. I figured $1 was great.
I asked her, why just clothing?
Because that's what I sell.
Right? But you get a better deal if you buy it all. She almost tackled me when I went to go into the store.
Yeah, I did.
But I did go back into the store, and I made her an offer on everything. We got the entire store for less than Trish was going to pay just for the clothes. I even got the lease of the store for 2 weekend sales so we could offload the things Trish didn't want, like ornaments, Funko Pops, more Beanie Babies.
So in reality, Diane made all the money back that I paid for the store before we even left for the store. So those 2 weekend sales, we paid for it. So it was pure profit for me once we got into the clothing. I never would have made that deal. I would have only focused on what I sold and thinking bigger, because I could resell the things I didn't want to sell that were outside of my niche. I could sell them to another reseller. I could sell them on Facebook. I could sell them anywhere. But I wasn't willing to look at it like that. But Diane really opened my mind to that.
And then we had a yard sale. After we got out of the store, we went and did a yard sale at my home. And then a local children's school was having a Christmas fair, and there was a lot of kids' items. They came and bought out
ton
of that. Yeah. So, and Trish is still selling clothes to this day.
I sent scarves out of there today. At my house, we lovingly call it the gold mine. It's, it's the gold mine that keeps giving. So sales, all I've got to say is you've got to list it. That's it. Basically, that's it. People go on and on, but there's no magic formula. For any level of seller, you just have to list. You just have to do it. If it's not listed, it can't sell. And a lot of new sellers and some seasoned sellers become concerned about having the best listings. Don't do this. They get paralysis of perfection paralysis, we call it. But don't do this. Having out of 100%, if your listing is 80% good, let it go. Get them up.
That's right. And for you newbies, I would suggest that you start with eBay Seller School. It's a fabulous resource that will help you get started. I can't recommend it enough. It will help you in every aspect of your listings, from photography, lighting, research. There is never, ever going to be a perfect time to start. You just need to do it.
Absolutely. When you first start, you need to know that your listings will not be perfect. In actuality, they're going to suck. It's okay. You'll get better. Do them every day. Do a couple every day, and very soon you'll have great listings. So selling for the intermediates, we within the eBay community talk a lot about death piles. Some people call them money piles. Some people call them profit piles. Whatever you call them, they are not good. There is a difference between a death pile and back stock. I might have 1,000 pieces of clothing at my home right now, but that is back stock. That is not a death pile. A death pile is things you don't want to use. What's her name? Star from the Hippo Hut. She has a show on YouTube. She's a reseller. She calls them the I don't want it. They're the things that maybe I don't want to because they're hard to list. I don't want to because I hate jeans. I don't want to because I'm not going to make that much money on them. But you already own them. They're at your house. List them. If you're someone who likes to shop, This can be a very big red flag. You've got to really be careful what you're doing, or you're not going to be able to be a successful reseller. Sell, list your death piles.
That's right. At this point, you need to be upping your game. You need to be upping your photography. You need to be upping your lighting. You can use a photo cube or a light box, which is pictured in the slide here. If you're not sure what that is, they're pretty easy to use. And eBay has also given us photo editing software available on the app, and it will soon be on the desktop if it's not already. And you should try it. It's really easy to use.
Great tool.
There's also a third-party app called Photo Room that erases the background,
Which
that
is
may
a
help you out.
Free app.
Yeah, and you don't need to spend a lot of money on it. But for a small investment in your business, you could add one of those things to your...
Absolutely. And I agree with Diane. This is a time to invest in your business. Think about what you're working towards. Look at other resellers that you like. Look at their stores. See what they're doing. Try to emulate some people that you think are doing well. Also, if you're not utilizing offers to buyers, this is a time when you really got to make sure you start using that tool daily. So now let's talk about research. You always want to keep learning. You always want to find new things. You always want to research new niches, but keep your eyes and your ears open because things become in and out of fashion and you want to be there.
Right. And research is the same for the seasoned seller. You don't want to research too much. You're going to waste hours that you could be listing. Just look at the solds, get a good idea for it, and just go with it. You can use TerraPeak, which is now right on your Seller Hub, or WorthPoint, which is a paid service. The other way is to hire a lister, virtual or not.
Or you could use a service like Hammock or Sellhound. Just make sure if you use one of these services that the price point fits within your margins because you don't want to lose money in these ventures.
That's right. And Trish hires a full-time lister, and I have someone who does it by the piece.
You need to find something that works for you because it's not listed, you will not make any money. Sometimes hiring someone is a great way to get to the next level. I mean, it absolutely did that for me.
That's what happened to you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If I didn't hire somebody, I would not be at the point that I am now. And also use the tools available to you that eBay now has account users. So somebody could list on your account but not see all of your back end. So now we're going to talk about sellers. The hidden gem is the selling community and the greatest asset, in my opinion. The wealth of knowledge is astounding.
So we have told you about sourcing and sales, but the best S is sellers. With the eBay community, you have other sellers to help you along this sales journey. When you first start, you might be overwhelmed. This is why you need to learn from other people. This is the most important time for you to learn. It will save you countless hours in the future.
Don't reinvent the wheel. Somebody already knows how to do it, knows how to do it well. Follow them.
Join a Facebook reseller group. We have a Facebook group, eBay New England Sellers, where you are encouraged to ask about things you don't know and don't understand.
And you don't have to engage if you're not ready. Just come in and read because you're always going to find the answers you're looking for. Once you're there, you'll see there are many different kinds of groups. Some of them cater to newbies. Some of them cater to six-figure sellers. Some of them cater to store owners. And they also have different feels. Some are really nice. Some are a little prickly.
Yeah. Well, there's some really good ones, and they're pictured on our slide here. So we have eBay Stores, Nothing But eBay Stores, which is run by Kathy Terrell. She also has a group just for newbies called eBay Selling Basics, Nothing But eBay Basics.
And Boss Up is run by our friends Katie and Vicky and Teresa, and that is a really great Facebook group for a newbie. They're a really gentle group, and they're really positive. So pick some people that you find entertaining, but also positive, and follow them. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, hey, even TikTok if you're brave.
TikTok.
I love TikTok.
Next, find a buddy. That will help you reach for the stars. You don't want someone that is negative and has a lot of excuses. Trish and I are buddies. I know I drive her crazy. So she would always, when we would meet, she would grab my phone, and this is okay with me, by the way.
Yeah, this wasn't, I did it with permission.
She would grab my phone and look at our 90-day totals, and I would always beat her. But now she's beating me.
I love trying to beat Di, and for the longest time, she would be so ahead of me, and I'd be like, how are you getting these numbers? I'd want to cry because she was doing so much better than me. But then I slowly caught up to her, and then I surpassed her, but she was always rooting for me. It was never a real competition. It was always just a friendly game. But you need friends like this. You need friends that are going to want you to do better, who are going to want you to succeed. So selling for the intermediates, this is where you want to get involved. Sorry.
So you need to join an eBay meetup group.
Right.
Trish and I run the local New England chapter. And when it's not COVID times, we meet once a month in a local restaurant. We have guest speakers. We have corporate come. We have other eBay sellers.
YouTube personalities.
We even had a CPA that helped with tax questions.
That was awesome. But we have had a lot of great guests, and joining a meetup group is a great way to expand your knowledge and your world, because this is a very singular thing we do. So finding other people who do it is a great help for you. Our group is eBay New England Sellers, and we're wicked smart sellers. So please, even if you're not in our area, join our group, because we're going to be doing some virtual things also.
That's right. Once you're an intermediate seller, a good way to keep skills fresh is to teach other people. This is one of the reasons people come and speak at our groups. And they do it for free because they help teach.
Right, and helps their own business.
That's right. I went to my granddaughter's 6th grade class, and that's what you see pictured here, for Career Day, and taught them how to sell on eBay. I was the most well received there. But to be honest, I did give out eBay swag.
Well, eBay swag goes a long way.
Yes, but it still may have been the hot topic.
Yeah, it was good.
So the next day, the teacher did a recap and asked which profession the kids wanted to be. They all wanted to be eBay sellers. It was awesome for them. It was awesome for me. Usually, you're home by yourself, and getting out there to share gives you a really good feeling.
And like I said before, it really is a singular profession.
So going out once a month to a meetup group or going to teach a class is a great social event, but it's also expanding your own knowledge.
So once you're a seasoned seller, then what? Network with other sellers you want to emulate. Diane and I have been very fortunate. We've traveled to eBay Open in Las Vegas twice. We've gone to the eBay Upfronts in New York City. We got a tour of the eBay headquarters in New York City. We have done a lot of things sponsored through eBay, and I can honestly say that it's helped me as a seller. But it's also given me a network of people that I now have contacts with. I have friends that I never would have had without this. And it has also pushed me to be a way better seller than I would have been without it.
And that's right. You need to find your tribe. You have to find the people that you want to be with.
Exactly.
There are other ways to see people, and that is by YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok.
I love TikTok.
It may seem like the reseller space is flooded, but people are always searching for new content.
If you have something to say, if you're fun, if you have a niche to teach, please start a channel. We're always looking for new content.
I always have something to say.
And Diane always has something to say, which is why I made up Diane-isms.
Trish did this slide behind my back. You see friends like this making things behind your back?
No. I did this in front of your face. I make fun of her to her face. That's not the same. So, but I really think a lot of these sayings that she says hold a lot of good weight, and I wanted to share. So let's start with, this is the one that she says constantly, eBay is like a buffet.
Trish is serving you. When you go to a buffet, you look down that whole line, both sides of food, and then they have a dessert station and a carving station, food galore. If you put one of every single thing onto your plate, it would not hold and the stuff would go crashing to the ground. So what do? You pick your favorites and then you go back to what can fit into your stomach. So eBay has so many choices. Look at all the information we just gave everybody.
You can't do everything at once.
If you did all of those at once, you would probably fail at all of them.
Yes.
Or maybe you get a couple of them right. So you need to pick and choose which will fill you and leave you satisfied.
Right. Absolutely. But she says it at every eBay event. eBay is like a buffet. But another thing she says quite often, mostly to people in her life, not in public, is, I am not disabled.
Yeah. So this is not something that's easily shared. So I have a disability, but I'm not disabled. I have a form of rheumatoid arthritis that affects all my large tendons. So basically, it affects my ability to work. Some days I can't sit. Some days I can't stand. Some days my brain is not at its very best, and I sit and stare at the computer screen and realize I haven't typed a thing. The reason I am not disabled is that I found workarounds. When I can't sit, I take photos. When I can't stand, I research and
Right.
list. I use InkFrog as my lister because it gives me the ability to schedule out a month in advance. So if my brain is on vacation, I still have listings go live. I think people hide behind their disabilities. I know I have not told very many people about this, and I'm not truly sure why. It's time to share, and I'm willing to help or answer questions about this.
And that brings us in. That's actually a really good segue to the time is now.
So Trish has had a lot of real life problems. Before we went to eBay Open 3 years ago, her dad was diagnosed with cancer and was in tough shape.
Yeah, he was having brain surgery while we were at Open. It was really stressful.
Yeah, so Trish almost flew home, but my daughter, who worked at the hospital, would give Trish a call in the morning and the evening to let her know how her dad was doing. Trish didn't go home, and we have been to more classes and events since then, and Trish is now beating me in sales. Her dad is still with us.
Yep.
And is still struggling.
Yep.
And Trish manages to fit him in and work her business. So what would have happened if she waited to build her business? The time is now. There's always going to be an issue.
And it's true. If I had waited, I'd still be in the same position I was 3 years ago because he's basically in the same position he was 3 years ago. So absolutely, you just have to do it.
Right. And there's always going to be an issue. So I don't know if you think that you're not going to have issues, but
you're gonna. But 2020 is a perfect example. 2020 was difficult. The pandemic made it very hard on everyone, more so on Diane and people who are immune compromised. You get very fearful. I was fearful of catching it, not really for me, but I was afraid I'd give it to my dad or give it to Diane. It was very scary. And at the end of the year, Diane decided her word for 2021 was going to be fearless.
Yeah, it doesn't mean I'm going to jump out of an airplane or bungee jump.
Come on.
But I need to fear less. When you're in the house for an entire year, it's very difficult to reemerge. I have COVID hair now because I was not able to go to the hairdressers, but I finally got it cut to this length, which may not seem like a lot to other people.
That was a big deal.
But it was huge. I made a decision to submit our presentation to eBay, which was also fearless. My disability also affects my voice, so I cough or I have to clear my throat a lot. I never thought we would get picked, so I figured I was fearless just submitting the presentation.
Full tour, eBay!
They picked us. Now I had to speak and overcome my fear of speaking in public by doing this presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. I still have the rest of the year for more fearlessness. What are you going to do?
The time is now.
Are you going to be a wicked
Smart seller?
If so, try some of the tips here. Remember,
eBay is like a buffet. So, Diane and I want to thank you all so much for joining us. We hope we gave you some new things to think about. We are on social media. Please find us. Please join our Facebook, Wicked Smart Sellers, and we'd love to see you. Thank you.
Thank you.